Welcome back to a new video, everybody. Today we're going to be getting inky with the new ink cubes from Simon Says Stamp. Now I have been waiting for these ink cubes to come out and they're finally here. So are you ready? Here they are in all their pink and gray goodness. So Simon is going to be releasing the ink cubes in sets of 6. And the first one is the pink bloom set that you see here. There are 2 trios of pinks and then 2 trios of grays. So there's like grays and then there's a warm gray. And I am in love with these ink cubes. Now, I have a lot of ink cubes already from other companies, but I have to say these are the cutest things ever. And I know you shouldn't buy ink cubes because they're cute, right? But I'm sorry. Like, look at this. Look at the little baby next to its mommy. Okay. Enough of that. Let's get started. Today we're going to be playing with a bunch of new products from the Dear Friend release, including this painted rainbow cling stamp. And I am not going to be making rainbows per se today with this stamp, because I'm going to be using kind of just the inks that I just showed you. I'm not going to be doing rainbow colors, but you will see me using this as one would expect it to be used. It's a very versatile set of stamps. It's a pull apart cling set. And here I was just using one color of gray. And now I'm going to take that panel and I'm going to add this thank you text to it. And here I'm just showing you that you don't need a MISTI to use a cling stamp like this. It's really easy to just press your paper down. And I use the bubblegum ink to stamp that text. And I'm using the same bubblegum ink to ink the edges of my panel. And I'm just going to kind of leave the center white to create a glow effect. And here I'm coming in with the next color and just making it a little bit darker. That was the sweets color that I used. And now I'm going to show you another method for using these ink cubes. I'm just going direct to paper with the 3 colors in this trio. And I'm just going to use it to die cut from. We're going to use this new Fancy Thanks. I love the font of this new die. And I die cut that off camera. Here we're going to heat emboss a sentiment from the new Elegantly Modern Greetings set. This is another great set in the Dear Friend release. Now, before I start embossing, I'm going to show you this little set of clothespins. And there's that middle one that says Protect the Mani. We're just going to put that off to the side because, let's be honest, you are never going to see me with a manicure. So I'm just heat embossing it with white embossing powder, and I'm going to use my new clothespin so that I don't burn my fingers. And it's really handy. I mean, I've gotten by without it until now, but it's nice to have because I will tell you what, I have burned my fingers a few times. So here is a new set, the Blissful Bouquet, and I'm just going to take a leaf from that set and I'm going to heat emboss it onto vellum. Now, if you've never heat embossed onto vellum, don't be scared. It's really easy. Just make sure you use an anti-static tool. And as you will see in a second, it heat embosses perfectly. Look at that. Now, there is a matching die set for the Blissful Bouquet, but I just fussy cut it. It was super easy. And here I'm just setting up my card design and just playing around with it. And I decided I wanted a couple more leaves. So I heat embossed that exact same leaf 2 more times. And I tucked all the leaves behind the thanks die. And now I'm just finishing up with some silver jewels. And that was a really easy card. I love the blend of those pink colors on that on the thanks die. They're so pretty. Now the pink colors in the ink set, there's 3 pinks that kind of are more purpley, and then there's 3 pinks that are kind of more rose colored. The first 2 cards in my video use this set, the more purpley one. So that's the finished card. And so I'm going to use that blend again, and I'm going to cut another thanks. So I got double duty out of that scrap piece of paper. And now I'm going to use the painted rainbow again. And my idea was to try to mimic the blend that I got in that panel. So I want the colors coming down to, again, mimic that blend. So I'm just using 2 of the colors. I think I used the bubblegum and the sweets. And I'm just going to kind of double up the bubblegum color. Actually, I tripled it. Maybe I even did 4 times. Just to try to get, again, that same blend. And this is a really quick card. So I'm already putting on some sequins, but as you can see, I trimmed the panel with the waffle flower deckled frames. I thought the deckled frame looked really cute with kind of the deckled edges of the rainbow stripes. And again, I just think it's a sweet card. The black sentiment is from the reverse gratitude sentiment strips. I love all the sentiment strips from Simon Says Stamp. It just makes it so easy to grab a sentiment from your stash. Now, I think this would be a cute card with rainbow colors and just thanks for being you. I think it'd be a great card for pride. So here is the finished card. And I'm just really loving these inks. So let's do something else with these inks. I'm going to pull out a tool that hasn't seen the light of day in I don't know how long. It's my gel press. And the foam pads on these inks are perfect for inking up a gel press. If you have not used dye inks before, you can use them on a gel press. So again, I'm using the more rose-colored pinks for this, and I'm pairing them with the warm grays, the more brown grays. And because I haven't really used the gel press in a while, I wasn't going to do anything fancy. So I was just, look how pretty that is. I love the combination of these pinks and these warm grays. So anyway, and look at that top one. That was actually one of my favorite things that I did, and all I was doing was wiping off the brayer. But like I was saying, you don't have to do anything fancy with your gel press. You don't have to do tons of layers of different stencils or stamps. You can just get nice blends like this, and it just makes a really cool background. So I really liked that background that I just showed you. So I decided I will just stamp this leaf edges stamp on it. And I'm just kind of combining a few colors of inks, even throwing some pink in there. Now, the one thing I did wrong is I told you before that you can just use these stamps without a MISTI, but because this is not a square stamp, it has edges. You can see where I kind of pushed too hard on the edge and I have those smudges. And that's okay. I am still going to use this. And as you can see, I used all these scraps and I made this card. And I'm sorry that I did it off camera, but I die cut all of the components from these scraps, like the layered warbler and the Miss You and the postage stamp edge, and then the clustered florals, or clustered leaves, sorry, and the outline clustered leaves. Those are 2 different die sets, but they match. And then I just stamped the leaf edges in the background. And while there's nothing new on this card from the release, except the inks, I love this card. And I love the combination of inks and the fact that you can do anything with these little ink cubes that you can do with a full-size ink pad. So here I am. It's the same gel press session, but I don't know if this was the first part of my session or the last, but it was kind of getting to be a hot mess. I wasn't really feeling any of it. And that's okay. Sometimes you try things and they don't work out the way you wanted them or the way you thought they would turn out. But I will show you that I did get something out of this. So here I was just removing some of the ink from the gel press with a stamp, and you'll see what happens when you do that. So where I put the stamp on the gel press, it's white, and everything else around it pulled up the pink inks. So again, I was not feeling it. I really didn't think I was going to use this background at all. And I just rolled on some pink inks onto the gel press, and then I took this leaf stamp from the Blissful Bouquet set. And again, I just started stamping all over this print because I fully intended to throw it away. I really didn't think I would use it. But in a second, you will see that I did in fact use it. So don't throw things out. Don't give up on things. Especially when you can splatter things with white and black ink like I did here. But I used, again, some leaves from the Blissful Bouquet set. I stamped one of the flowers with black ink and heat embossed it. And that pink hello sentiment, that comes from the Elegantly Modern Greetings, which I love. And I just heat embossed that and fussy cut it. And I actually love this card. Again, I ink blended around the sides to kind of make the center of it glow. So just a lesson, don't give up on things, although it's okay to give up on things too. I mean, I threw a lot of pieces of paper away from that session, and that's okay. The important thing is that you experiment and you play and you have fun. So here are all my cards today in all of their pink and gray goodness. I am loving these new ink cubes. And by the way, they do plan on releasing the other colors. Will it be fast enough? Of course not. I want them all now, especially the blues. Hint, hint, if Simon, you're watching. But I will be patient. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that these cards inspired you to play with your products in a different way. And, again, just to show you that ink cubes are powerful little things. You don't need full-size ink pads. I hope you all have a great day. If you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any videos. Again, I appreciate you watching today and have a fabulous day. Bye-bye.